Got it. We're live. Hey, hold on. Let me record on my other one. This is the one I come back to and I edit and I splish and I splash. But this is the live, so you can see me on live. I want to check and make sure my live is going well. It's my mom's dog. Don't worry about her. It's my mom's dog. Don't worry about her. Okay, yeah. Don't worry about her. Okay, yeah. Oh my gosh. All right. Okay. So what's up, you guys? It's your girl, Miss Champagne B, and you're here with an episode of me just telling it like it is. I have no nose. Hey guys, what's up? It's your girl, Miss Champagne, and I am back. I am live, people. It's been hard trying to get on a schedule. I've done a lot of moving, a lot of changing things up. It's just been crazy, banana balls crazy. But what can I say? I'm here. I'm back. I'm ready to get it in, you guys. How was your New Year's? I hope it was great. I had a good time. Fell asleep at like 11:45 and then they woke me up. Unfortunately, I can't hang like I used to. I didn't even get super drunk. I was just like, but I had been stressed. Like I had been doing a lot of things. I ended up selling my house. That was a whole thing in itself. Like it was just crazy, right? So here we are. We're back. We're trying to go and get back on task. Every Monday, I'm going to go live. I'll have this up by Friday. I can't say I'm having it by Monday because I got to sit there and I got to record it and I got to film it and I got to edit it. You know, I got all of this stuff you can see. I'm trying not to have you see all this stuff. I'm just trying to have you see just my blue back, which really sucks. I really had hoped. Like, it looks good right here, but I really had hoped that I can I got to play around with it. I got a lot of things back there, so I got to play around with it. But so the first thing I want to talk about in today's news is, did you guys see? Hold on. Hey, get out of here. Get. It's my mom's dog. She busts up in here. One, she doesn't knock. She just busts up in here and then she starts eating my cat food. And my cat, he just sits there looking at her, just like, ooh, I hate that bitch. And he's right, you know, she is a bitch. So he knows. And look, she's coming. Anywho, so before we get started, let's talk about how the pastor's pregnant side chick rolls up in the church to confront his wife. Alpha. Oh, my bad. To confront his wife. She's pregnant. A pregnant side chick goes in the church, confronts the pastor's wife about it. And the pastor is just sitting there, laying back like, look at these girls fighting over me. It's the Lord's work. I mean, that is crazy, right? If you hadn't had a chance to see it, check this video out. I'm going to record it and put it at the beginning of this video so you guys can see it if you're on my live. But bananas. One, there's like a thousand things wrong with the setup, right? The first thing, sir, you are a pastor. How are you a leader of a church? And you out here swinging that willy all over the place. Like, what the French toast? What are you doing right now? I couldn't imagine it. And I know some people are just like, you have some people like, that's why I don't go to church, because of all those people in church. And then you got people on the other side who's just like, well, you know, you can't believe all that and everybody's not of God. But I will say this. It does make it a little harder to be super Christian-like and your leaders are in some tomfoolery. You know, you had Bishop Eddie Long. Remember what was going on with him? You had that one bishop, that one pastor, preacher, and bishop. I'm sorry, you guys. I don't know the different terms or of the religious leaders, but I just know they're the religious leaders of that church. And this dude was sleeping with other dudes. He was getting his pussy busted open by another dude. Crazy. So I think when it comes to Christianity for myself, and this is not the be all end all, but I just find that people who are so like by the book and Christianity is everything that I live and breathe, which I get it. You feel like that this is the head of your life, and you feel like it has so much um to you. I get it, but oh my God, is your bedroom door open? You get in there, right where he doesn't need to be. You get in here, cause he can't. That's why. All right. Jeez. Okay. All right. So I'm back. Sorry, Mike. Mom, give me. I'm live with people. Hi, people. Thank you. We'll be down in a second. He's not a dog. He's not coming to you. My mama's always trying to get the cat to come to her. She's like, come here. And like, I will say 2% of the time he'll come through. The majority of the time he will not, because he's a cat and cats don't do that. So anyway, so for me, Christianity, when it comes to Christianity, I find people who hold on to it so strong where they use it to shit on other people, right? Are are normally not like the greatest people themselves, and they allow Christianity to give them a pass to treat and act the way that they act to other people. Um, be it super judgmental about their lifestyles, talking to them crazy, using the Bible as a way to allow themselves to behave and conduct their behavior the way that they do. My dad, my biological dad, he's a part of the Jehovah's Witness sect, and he was already like arrogant. But then when he became a Jehovah's Witness, it was like it gave him like the badge to be like, well, I know what the truth is. All you guys are just sinners and you're devils and you guys don't understand the truth. And because you don't understand the truth, it is up to me to educate you little sinners. And it's just like, bruh, sit down, go chill out someplace. Ain't nobody trying to hear all of that. Even if, let's say, the world ends and that is the correct religion, that is not how you get people to do anything you want them to do. Some you might, me you won't. All right. Anytime you come at me like that, it's a strong no. So the first thing is like, this pastor is way out of pocket. You're making Christians look bad. And I know you're like, well, there's all different types of Christians, and every Christian is not the same. And you're right, it's not. But like when you're seeing, like I felt like Catholicism when all those priests were diddling those little boys. I feel the same way about leaders of the church. Like you guys, y'all have to do better. Y'all need to be out here doing more for the community. You're going to unfortunately have to offset the little jerk pastors who are making you guys look bad. I'm sorry. You do same thing with police. When you're in those type of positions where a lot of people depend on you because of help or salvation or serving, you unfortunately have to be on a higher pedestal than other people. That comes with the job. I don't expect someone who works at the local cable company to have such a high morale, because that's not what they tote themselves as. They work as customer service at a business. That's what they do. I don't expect them to be all like pious. I don't expect them to be good all the time because they work in customer service. I get it. But with certain roles in society, unfortunately, you have to be better than other people. We can't use the whole, well, you're human, because you are. You are human. And I can empathize with you to a point. But also, you chose that position. And yes, I understand that had you not chose that position, to have these people who are in those positions not chose those positions, perhaps we would have no one doing it. I can get behind that. However, you are in that position. It's unfortunate. You have to live a stronger, a more morally high high lived life than other people. You'll have to do that, and there's nothing around, there's no way around it. That's just, it just is what it is. You just have to do that, right? So that's the first issue you have. It two, his side chick comes into church, his pregnant side chick. Okay, so let me tell you why I ain't got no sympathy for this chick. All right, I would only have sympathy for her if, sorry, a little shine there, I would only have sympathy for her if she had no idea, if this dude tricked her, if he went above and beyond the call of trickery and told her that he was single. That's the only way she get a pass for me, right? But based on the little bit that I know, right, for the little bit that I've seen, from what I've read on the internet, it looks like she's very aware that the pastor is married. And then on top of that, he's a pastor. Why are you having premarital sex with a pastor? Everybody who's anybody knows that Christian religious places are really against premarital sex. Okay, so that's just the first thing. Like, if you're an adult, you know that religious places are not down with like strange sex. Okay, you know that. All right. But let's pretend like you didn't know that. You knew he was married, girl, and you got pregnant by him. This is where Kevin Hart or Kevin Sam should be like, I can't, you can't make this shit up. This is what he should be saying that for. You cannot make that up. You cannot make that up. So you slept with a pastor and you got pregnant by this dude. And I can tell you, it probably wasn't just one time. It's never just one time. It's like it's been happening. And from what I heard, the pastor's been slinging his meat to everybody in that congregation. Okay. And so again, that like your gross pastor, she's gross. And then she runs up here and she's in the pastor's wife's face like, she ain't sleep with you. Why are you cussing her out? You need to be cussing him and only him. And you probably should be apologizing to her because that's her husband. And the wife, she's like, I'm going to stand by him. I'm going to stand by him. So, I mean, and that comes to today's conversation. Like, is cheating something that you could forgive and ignore and move forward with the relationship? It depends. If this is a situation of, look, babe, I've been telling you for months, a year and a half. Like, I need this. You're not giving this enough to me. I've done this for you. I've done that for you. You told me you needed this. I've done all these things to you ad nauseum. And, you only giving me a little bit of tail every 2 weeks. Like, I can't survive on this little bit of measly sex. And at first, for men, I get it that sex is important to a lot of them. I get it. And I feel like that conversation needs to be had first, that we're not having enough sex. And I always ask, like, before y'all got married, like, was she not giving it up to you before you got married? Because to me, I would feel like if she's not giving it up to you before you got married, why are you getting married to her and then getting mad that she's still not giving it up? So I think in some scenarios, she wasn't giving it up a lot before and he got married, and maybe she told him she'd do more once they get married, or he told her, I don't know. Maybe he thought, I don't know, but they got married and she's still giving the same amount of output that she was when they got married, before married. The other case could be before they got married, she was like, I'm gonna fuck the ring out of him. I'm gonna fuck this ring out of him. Right? So she's doing her thing. She's throwing it back in a circle. He marries her. And then after like 3 months, it's like, well, tricked you. We're only going to do it like once a week. And he's like, fuck, she got, is it that type of scenario? So I'm always curious and asking because, as a single woman, you do have married men who approach you, who are in your inbox, who are trying to shoot their shot at you all the time. And, some of them, they know what type of woman you are. And so because they know what type of woman you are, they're like, okay, I'm going to I can't come at her like a hoe and just be like, hey, you trying to hop on this dick. I gotta come at her and say something like, man, it's just my wife don't love me like I love her, man. And she never give me enough sex. And I wish I had her more. I always get that, like, hey, my wife don't give me enough sex. And part of me wants to go back and ask these women, like, hey, your husband is in my inbox. He said he's not getting enough sex. Can you share with me how much sex you're getting so that I can run back to him and be like, nah, bruh, it ain't making sense. Like, but you can't say that. You can't say that because it's incorrect and it's wrong. You can't do any of that. So, but you have married guys like that. So would I give would I give a pass, or would I overlook cheating, or could I be that individual who says, I forgive you for cheating? If you show me that you tried to make things happen and I just was not receptive to you, I would be more willing to get over the cheating, because you tried to let me know what it was, and it was very important to you, and I didn't listen. But like, don't cheat on me if I'm going through chemotherapy for breast cancer, and you're like, oh, you ain't trying to have sex today? Well, I'm gonna step out, because they try to claim, like, if you divorce them for cheating, they're like, for better, for worse, right? But it's like, but you're stepping out on me cheating. Is that not for better or for worse? Because I'm trying to get chemotherapy. Is that not a situation of for better or for worse? Sorry, you guys, you're gonna hear stuff. My cat, it's like in the back, just doing whatever it is that he wants to do, and I'm just trying to get through this conversation and let him do it. But like cheating to me also is a selfish thing, because you know how hard you have to work to cheat. Like, you have to curate a relationship with somebody, right? You have to sit here and focus, curate this relationship. Hey, I'm going to sit here and I'm going to do X, Y, and Z. Okay. You got to curate that relationship. Pour time. Make sure that attraction is there. Make sure the attraction is there enough that is sexual. All right. So you have to do that. 2, you guys have to actually meet in a location where there's no one, and to have privacy of the sex to occur. Now, some of y'all are nasty, and if y'all meet them at the club, y'all just get it in at the club, which is gross. But then on top of that, you have to go to their house. And if you want to do it more, you have to sit there and hide the numbers in your phone and make sure nobody sees the numbers, and make sure, you tell your wife. Like, it's cheating is a choice, because you have to put effort in it. I don't care what no man tells you. There is no man who was walking down the street and then his ankle rolled and he fell down and fell into some dick or fell into some pussy. Like, that's never happened before, all right? I think Chris Rock made a joke about it. Like, oh my goodness, I fell into this pussy. How did this pussy get? Who left a pussy in the middle of a sidewalk? Can somebody please pick up this pussy? Gosh, God almost made me accidentally trip and cheat on my wife, leaving pussies in the middle of the sidewalk. How dare you? Cheating doesn't happen like that. So if it's something where I'm giving you everything that you wanted, like, I'm doing everything that you said I would do, but also, like, don't be unreasonable with your demand. I need sex every single day. Like, there's some women who can do it every day, and there's some who can't. I don't think that either one of those women are wrong, but I think it's very important to find the one that matches you. Now, I will also say this, because I'm not going to sit here, because I do believe that some of you women out here, y'all really find this man, and he's a good man, and he has he's attractive. He meets a lot of the qualities that you want in a man, all right? But maybe his sex drive is just too much. Maybe his sex drive is just too little. Maybe you're not really attracted to him sexually at all. Like, he don't really do it for you. He doesn't really make you ooh like you would like him to. Or maybe like it's just too much. Maybe his dick is too big. And all the women around you just like, I wish I had a dude with a big dick. And you're just like, okay, I want to do with a big dick too. Like maybe he's that type of person. Maybe it's that type of scenario. But you go forward with it. You go ahead with it because you're like, I really want this man. He's a good man. Everything is good except for the sex part. Sex is not that important. And I think that as ladies, we do need to understand that sex is an important part of the relationship. I think as women, we've got to stop thinking that it's not important. And I think it's very important as women that we understand. We talk with the guy that you're going to marry, and you understand his sex drive. You understand what that looks like. And also, if you're not sexually attracted to that dude, don't try to make that relationship work, because he's going to want it a lot, especially if he's really into you. And nobody wants to hear, you want to have sex again? Didn't we have sex like 3 months ago? Now, I know, ladies, you're like, but isn't the character, character? Because, some of us, that's what we believe. Character is better than sex. And that's not incorrect. That is right. Character is more important than sex. However, always remember, to a lot of men, sex is very important to them. So it's very important that you understand what they want when it comes to sex, and that you're honest about what you want when it comes to sex. And I think a lot of us women are not as honest as we would like to be when it comes to having sex or what that looks like. And so we get into these relationships and or marriages with these men who we really like and we care about, and we starve them out sexually. And because we starve them out sexually, they're like, babe, look, I like to have more. And you're like, you're just unreasonable. You don't understand. I know you don't care about me. And and they ain't trying to hear that. They just trying to clap cheeks. So now you're not giving it to them enough. And now, and with some men, like if they have, and I don't know if it's scientific, I gotta go research this, but some men have more testosterone. And those type of men, they seek sex a bit more. So they say. Now I know you should be thinking like, okay, people should be able to have self-control, and they should. Like if you go out of town for 2-3 weeks, there's no way that your dude should cave into pussy because you've gone on a trip, once, twice, 3 times a year. There's no way, right? He needs to have sexual restraint. He needs to be able to control his sexual desires. Totally agree with that. Totally, 100%. You'll never get an argument with me about that. However, on a regular basis, there needs to be regular clearing out of his little bit of his gland, because he's going to seek, and that's important to him. I think that as ladies, we don't have that same um, emphasis or importance on sex sometimes, and I think that's good, but it's also bad as well. Because for, like I said, guys, isn't some of them, it's just like they feel like it's so bad that it's abuse, and you're like, and it doesn't make sense to us. It don't make sense that just because you ain't bust is that bad as me getting the shit knocked out of me. That makes no sense. But this is how important sex is to some of these guys. So ladies, just make sure like y'all have that before you get married. Make sure y'all have that conversation about sex, what his expectations of sex are, and be realistic about what you can do. If you're a person who you're not really into sex like that, someone who wants to have sex 3-4 times a week may not be for you. If you're a woman, but on the flip side, if you're a woman who likes to have sex 3-4 times a week, someone who only likes to have sex once or twice a month is not for you. We got to be, we're in a better day and age where we can ask for more of what we want. We can ask for the things that we need. Now, I don't know if that's this pastor's problem. In this pastor scenario, it just seems like he is a straight hoe. Like he's just out here giving it to whoever. He's not keeping himself protected. There's some men out there, and in that first part, that's for the men who are actually good men, and they're just trying to make this work as much as you're trying to make this work. Okay, that's for those good men. This pastor sound like he a hoe. Like he's just out here just giving it to whomever, wherever, however. He's got a side chick pregnant. He got her knocked up, and then a wife. And I get, religion and Christianity. You gotta make no. I don't think God had this in mind. Like adultery is also like Banned. It's illegal. The Bible is against adulterers. It didn't say only women adulterers. It's against adulterers. Like, you can't just be out here busting open to anybody. The Bible is against it. So, and that's the other thing about Christianity that kills me, right? Because people pick and choose what to listen to, what to go by in their relationship. You should, in sickness to help for richer and in sickness and health for richer or poor to death do us part. To me, one, I'm not going to say those because I feel like that's a curse, because some of these women are getting these marriages and these men are deleting them because these women don't want to be with them. So that kind of seems like, I don't know if I want to say till death do us part, but let's just think about that. In sickness and health for rich or poor to death do us part. It didn't say through adultery. Being an adulterer, I feel like Christian women should definitely leave their men if they're cheating on them. Like, the Bible is very clear about that. And if you're like, well, men need multiple women, well, go into become a part of Islam. Become part of Islam. In Islam, you can have multiple wives, but they don't want to do Islam because Islam has even stricter rules than Christianity, right? They have stricter rules. You got to pray a certain amount of time a day. There's certain foods you can't eat. You have to observe Ramadan if you are a true Muslim who adheres to Muslim culture. But they're not going to do that because people like to follow what they want to follow. People like to do what they're able to do. In life, you have to have discipline in all avenues. You need to have sexual discipline. You need to have physical discipline. You need to have mental discipline. You need to have all kinds of discipline. And a lot of people don't have that discipline, not always because it's so hard, because it is difficult, but because they don't want to. If my wife is okay with me sleeping with 3, 4, 5, 6, 7 different other baddies, why would I want to be like faithful to her? I don't have to be, you know. People don't do things for self. They sometimes do things because other people allow them to do. And I never liked the whole he allows you to do it, that's why he does it, because it is true. Somebody's only going to do to you what you allow them to do. But like, I feel like if you're a good person, you're not going to do it, period. I could treat you bad. I could sit here and pull the okey doke over on you because you don't pay attention to me enough, because you don't read your text. You don't pay attention to me not being at home, and you have complete trust in me. Like, I could run the okey doke over you, but I don't. Not because of, and it has nothing to do with you. It has nothing to do with you. I don't run the okey doke on you because of what I feel and what I think about myself. Because I like to treat others how I would like to be treated. I would hate for someone to sit there and try to get over on me just because they have it. And I think that's a shitty individual, that you do things just because you have the opportunity to do so. That speaks to people's morals. I understand sometimes you fail, and I'm not even talking about that. Sometimes you fail. Sometimes, you falter. I get that. But I'm talking about people who, this guy knows you love him. This woman knows that you would do anything for her, but they just are going to play in your face because they feel like they can. Oh, well, he ain't going to do nothing. He ain't going to do nothing. So I'm going to do this. And I just don't agree with those type of people. I don't agree with those type of situations. So moral of the story is, you guys, for me, in my scenario, cheating isn't an automatic no for me. It's not an automatic you need to get out of here and kill yourself thing. However, if you are a hoe, it's a no. Say no to hoes. You are not about to be like that scenario right there. No, you're not going to come to me in public and I'm going to catch my husband, who's a preacher, and I'm embarrassed. Like, that's one of the quickest way for me to dump anyone. Like, don't embarrass me in public. Don't embarrass me in front of people. When I get embarrassed in front of people, it's a turn off. When I'm embarrassed, it's a turn off. It's really hard for me to come back from embarrassment. I can't do it. So that to me, she might know that old girl's pregnant. That's cool. But that to me is embarrassment to get another chick pregnant. I'm not saying in there. I don't even if it was like, hey, you did all this stuff, and you didn't make me feel this way. If she got pregnant, that means that you were out here having unprotected sex with somebody else. That means that you was putting me at risk. I got on my Instagram, I did a live about a young woman who was killed because she had HIV and this guy was sleeping with her. He was cheating with the HIV woman, and was having sex with his wife who did not have HIV. And he knew once she became, well, at first he didn't know that she had HIV, but once he became aware that she had HIV, he went back to his wife, slept with his wife, and then even went back to old girl and slept with her again. So it's like, nah, you have unprotected sex, you don't give a fuck about me because you don't care about future. People don't think long term; they think right in front of them. And we gotta stop that. So thanks for watching me, guys. Come back next week. I'm gonna have another one up. I appreciate everything. Um, if you like what you heard today, follow, subscribe, share. If you don't like what you heard today, put it in the comments. Let's go. I'll back up anything I got to say. I stand on business. I stand on whatever I got to say. So put that down in the comments. I hope you guys have a great day. Be safe, be sound, be loved. Bye. And for my YouTube people, let's see, you're still, oh, they're still up. The stream is still going. Yay. So, for my YouTube persons, I will ask you this. What do you guys think about cheating? Is cheating an automatic no for you? And I understand if it's somebody who's been doing, a lot of things a lot of times. But like if it's a one-time thing, can you forgive them? I hope you guys have a great day. Be safe, be sound, be loved. Bye.